Assalamualaikum to my supervisor, Dr. Nur Azira binti Ayub, and my panel, Dr. Muhammad Fuad bin Abdul Karim. My name is Fazilah binti Abidin. I am a student from Faculty of Administration, Science and Policy Study, AM228, from UiTM Campus Bandaraya Melaka. I would like to present my Viva research paper, which is a study of factors that influence on job satisfaction among employees at Malacca Legal Advisor Office. Next, without any delay, I will proceed to the table of content, which is start with chapter 1 that consists of research background, followed by problem statement, and closing with research objective and research question. In chapter 2, I will present about conceptual framework and hypothesis testing. And for chapter 3, I will tell about research methodology used for this research. Next is chapter 4. Here, we will know more about our profile of respondent and also main finding in this research. Lastly, in chapter 5, I will present about research recommendation, research limitation, and conclusion. Let's see what is a research background about. Research background. Employee job satisfaction is determined by the presence of job pleasure and the absence of job dissatisfaction. Job dissatisfaction and job pleasure are viewed as important components of job satisfaction. An employee's behavior affected by his behavior and ideals. An employee who is happy and joyful at workplace is always satisfied with his work, which increases with quality of his work. The work satisfaction element has become a subject of the study because there are many general expectations that define job satisfaction as one of the employee's obligations to improve the organization efficiency and profitability, according to Kronberg, 1979. Also, employment satisfaction is closely linked to an employee efficiency, according to Arifin, 1987. There are many factors contribute on job satisfaction. Mentally challenging work, supporting working condition, equitability rewards, supportive colleague, and personally job fit is among the factors. Next, we move to the problem statement. Job satisfaction is important to any organization in this world. If job satisfaction is at a lower level, the output produced by the organization may have very low quality and possibly have a defect in terms of service. Customer may experience a bad service provided by employees. According to Share 2002, overall job satisfaction among Malaysian workers is decreasing, which is because by an increase of work stress through line with the amount of technology knowledge. All organizations, particularly including in Malaysia, will take this degree of work satisfaction seriously. Employees who are dissatisfied with their job are more likely to engage in unproductive behavior. This attitude will generate issues for the organization such as increased financial costs, lower production, and possibly that the failure of the organization and industry to compete. Finally, employee absenteeism, truancy, and turnover, property damage, hazardous conduct, and poor observation or concentration of work are examples of unproductive work behavior that occur often. We're moving forward on a research question. Research question is reflection of research objective. There are 4 main research questions in this research need to find out. The first is about what is the level of job satisfaction among employees at Malacca Legal Advisor Office. Second is what is the relationship between working environment and job satisfaction at Malacca Legal Advisor Office. Third, what is the relationship between leadership and job satisfaction at Malacca Legal Advisor Office? Fourth, what is the relationship between career advancement and job satisfaction at Malacca Legal Advisor Office? So, next slide shows a research objective, which is I have identified with 3 objectives. First, to determine the level of job satisfaction among employees at Malacca Legal Advisor Office. Number 2 is to determine the relationship between working environment, leadership, and career advancement on job satisfaction among employees at Malacca Legal Advisor Office. The last one is to identify the most significant factor influence on job satisfaction among employees at Malacca Legal Advisor Office. Next is I will continue with conceptual framework. The figure shows conceptual framework of job satisfaction at Malacca Legal Advisor Office. For this research, as we can see, there is dependent variable which is job satisfaction among employees at Malacca LA Office and 3 independent variables which is working environment, leadership, and career advancement. These 3 factors are identified that can influence job satisfaction, so I will use it in data collection to prove there is any significant relationship between 3 independent variables and dependent variables. Next is research methodology. In this research, the research design are used in quantitative approach. Quantitative approach is start with hypothesis and then collect data that can be used to determine whether empirical evidence to support that hypothesis exists. For the unit of analysis, the unit of analysis involved in this study is employees of Malacca Legal Advisor Office at Seri Negeri, Aikaro, and Wisma Persekutuan, MITC. For the sample size calculation is a procedure for choosing the number of sample findings. Roscoe in 1975 suggests that the rule of thumb for the purpose of sample size calculation should be greater than 30 participants and less than 500 participants in a questionnaire. As a result, a sample size is only 60 respondents. This study rigorously adheres to all of the rules of thumb in order to achieve trustworthy data gathering and analysis at the subsequent stage. The sample size is the focus of any research or inquiry whose goal is to derive conclusions from a survey on the population. The sample size in this study was handled by 60 employees at Malacca, LA office who responded to a distributed questionnaire. Finally is sampling technique. Sampling is defined as a technique of collection data from certain subgroups in order to make statistical inference and estimate general population characteristics. In this study, convenience sampling (simple random sampling) will be implemented because they are convenient source of data for me. It is the most commonly utilized sample method since it is rapid, easy, and affordable. Respondents are frequently approached to be a part of the sample in a variety of scenarios. I have sent an invitation to them participate using company email and WhatsApp group. Data measurement for the data collection in this study, ordinal and nominal data will be collected. Ordinal data such as gender and age group. For nominal data, Likert scale will be used. 1 is for strongly disagree, 2 is disagree, 3 is neutral, 4 is agree, and 5 is strongly agree. Data collection in this study is divided by 5 sections, which is Section A, demographic, Section demographic information, Section B, job satisfaction, Section C, working environment, Section D, leadership, Section E, career advancement. Lastly, in data analysis in this study, descriptive analysis is being used. Next is pilot test. Pilot test is a small preliminary study used to test a proposed research study before a full-scale is performance. This smaller study usually follows the exact same process and procedures as a full-scale counterpart. It can be seen in Appendix B. The primary purpose of a pilot study is to evaluate the feasibility of the proposed major study. Hypothesis testing is being proved by using present correlation and multiple regression to find out the relationship between independent variable and dependent variable. Finding. As you can see in this slide, the most majority respondent is a female with 65% or 39 out of from 60 total of respondents. The majority group of age is from 30 to 39 years old, where to make up to 58.3%. 70% of respondents is married and 30% is single. Islam is the highest majority religion of the respondent with 93.3%, while others employee religion in Malacca LA office, those took part in this study is Hindu and Christian. Also, Malay is the highest race in this study with 93.3%, followed by Hindu and Christian. Next is education level. Based on the study, 15% respondents have SPM as their highest education level, 5% STPM, while diploma 28.3% and degree 46.7%, followed by master, which is 5%. For the service classification, there are 25% respondents from group executive level, grade 41 and above participate in this study. 23.3% from group staff, grade 29 to 40, and 41.7% from group staff, grade 11 to 26, which is the highest group at Malacca LA office. 11.7% of respondents have working experience or service more than 15 years. 28.3% is between 11 to 15 years, while 30% for both service is 6 to 10 years and 1 to 5 years. Next is hypothesis testing. It has 4 objectives to testing the relationship between independent variable and dependent variable. The first objective is to determine the level of job satisfaction among employees at Malacca LA office. The result by using mean descriptive and the mean of dependent variable is 3.9694. So we can say it is in the highest level of needs. The second objective is to identify the factor influence of job satisfaction among employees at Malacca LA office. Also, in the study, mean descriptive has been used and the result is all independent variable, get between 3.5167 to 3.7867. So it is also a moderate level of needs and still have a relationship. Next objective is to examine how the most significant factor influence job satisfaction among employees at Malacca LA office. By using multiple regression, leadership have the highest score of V value 0.831, meaning the leadership is the most influencing factor that contribute towards job satisfaction. Last but not least, to examine what the significant relationship between factor and job satisfaction among employees at Malacca LA office. In this study, present correlation need to be used as the variable in non-parametric. The result of R value full of all independent variables is above 0.05. Thus, all HR is successfully being rejected and all alternative hypothesis is being accepted, where there are positive relationship between working environment, leadership, and career advancement toward job satisfaction. We move to research limitation. They have several limitations of the study on the job satisfaction among employees in Malacca Legal Advisor Office. The first limitation researchers meet is respondents who are unfamiliar with online survey can be tough to deal with. And it can be even more difficult to get them to commit to participating in the survey. The internet lines can be slow at times, making it difficult to conduct an online survey. The online survey has a disadvantage in that the researcher must remind respondents to complete the questionnaire. Second is a limitation sampling. The study only involved employees from Malacca LA office. State legal advisory offices are located throughout Malaysia. If researchers can include all respondents, the data will be more better. Lastly is a lack of previous study in the research area. According to my search in website, there are lack of study on a job satisfaction among employees in government sector, especially in a legal sector. Next slide is a research recommendation. The study on a job satisfaction at Malacca LA office was successfully complete. The first factor, working environment, there are two things management of Malacca LA office can improve. The first one is lower the bureaucracy if employees want to go outside because of an emergency of personal things. Improve relationship between officer and staff through related program and training. Secondly is our leadership. The type of competence of a supervisor in carrying out his tasks completely determine the efficiency of such leadership. Working arrangement as well as supervisor decision-making ability are also substantially connected with job satisfaction and job rotation with well-prepared training to ensure employees always ready and have capability. Last but not least is a career advancement. Salary is usually the most important thing in ensuring that job satisfaction can be achieved. Hence, top management should recommend Malacca LA staff to Surahan Jaya Perkhidmatan Awam (SPA) for promotion and career growth without interview or examination. For the conclusion, I can summarize that all independent variables, namely working environment, leadership, and career advancement, affect the job satisfaction of the employees in Malacca LA office. So that the management should improve all independent to improve job satisfaction level. High satisfied employees will ultimately boost employee happiness. Employees that are passionate about their jobs are more likely to be productive and committed. Various efforts must be made to ensure that the personnel has a positive perception to an organization, which will motivate everyone to serve with honesty, responsibility, and integrity. This research also gives future researchers for some tips for improvement in their research. That's all. Thank you for your time.